Alright, so I've developed a very simple task system inside of Unity to go ahead and help extend the animation sequence. So traditionally the animation sequences either have to be in large areas where they're controlling large amounts of stuff over large periods of time, which gets rather difficult, especially if you want to change something or inject certain behaviors. That can be very difficult. However, what I'm working with is a task-based system where all of the units, such as this unit over here, will gather tasks to, say, start an animation, move to a location, do another animation, move to another location. And in this case, I'm creating a patrol sequence, and I want the unit to move from here, from wherever they are, to go to their first destination, this one, and then move to the next destination, and keep going back and forth on those in a simple patrol. And then I also want to enhance that with animation points. So to begin with, I'm going over into the code and let's select our drone, and I'm just going to reset a piece of data here. Alright, so over with this one, I've got this drone, and I've got these two rocks to mark out the positions of where they're going to go. And this tasks system. The tasks system can have new tasks appended to the end. It can have tasks interrupt the system, so that if they're doing a patrol, or if they're doing mining resources and they're drones and don't have weapons, and tanks come in, we want them to run and hide, but when the tanks go away, we want them to come back and continue what they were doing, pick up where they left off. Alright, so over here we have a patrol task. This is a simple patrol task which is created over here, and that's just it's a task loop, which means it has a couple tasks in it, and we will repeat these tasks over and over and over again. So go to point 1, which is over here, go to point 2, which is over here. Very simple. So when I run this, okay, that tank's a little too happy. Let's move that back, send him over here. Anyway, my drone just made it over to this rock, and now he's going over to the next rock. In fact, let's select this drone, and from over here, we can watch his animation. So right now, he's going to point 1. Let's move over a little bit, but there's point 1. Going to point 1, once he gets there, his next task is go to point 2. The task that you don't see in there is the looping task, this patrol 2 points that keeps repeating over and over and again. And you also see that these are clones. This means that lots of different units can be using the exact same different animation set, because as soon as it decides to start running with it, it makes a clone of it. All the little subtasks, everything it's going to be doing. Alright, so let's say that I wanted to do a little bit more. I want to animate this. I want to make some stuff that they do at the end. Well, let's go into the animation for this, and over here I just have go to point 1, go to point 2, that was the originals that I had, with 2 different locations, and then I have a move animation. Well, I have 2 different animation tasks, which I can just right click in here and say create RTS 21 task animate. These are the only ones that I have in here, animate, loop, and travel to. As I get more actions I'm going to be doing and adding to this, I will add more feature sets to this. Alright, so now I need my unit, let's see, go to point 1, go to point 2, patrol 2 points, and then over, oh yeah, so patrol 2 points, let's say I want to add the animations. So I'm going to drag in a move animation, drag it up to the top. As soon as he starts, he's going to go enter his moving animation. I'm going to drag in another move animation and another move animation. So there's 3 times where I'm triggering the move animation. The animator, once I tell it to play an animation, will continue the same animation until something else tells it to stop that animation. Okay, so I have 3 move animations. Let's consider what they are. Oh, actually, I'd only need 2. So we have one that fires at the beginning. When we get to the point, once we get to the point, we're going to trigger another animation. Where are you? Pickup animation. Right there. And inserts to the bottom. Small bug or glitch in Unity. That's fine. Okay, so we move, we go to the point. Once we get to the point, we start our pickup animation, we start the move animation again, and then we go to the next point. And I'm going to put a pickup animation over here as well. So once we get to the next point, we'll start a pickup animation, and then it loops and starts the whole move animation over again. So now I've added those. That's all I needed to do. Let's go into play. Let's move this tank out of the way. And let's follow the unit. What does he do? Okay, he did something there. Let's get a better view over at this rock. There he's coming in. He does a little pickup animation. It's only 0.7 seconds long. And then he comes back over to this one. Oops. Where he does a little pickup animation too. We might end... I don't know what we would actually end up having him do, but that's pretty basic and seems pretty straightforward. So when we wanted to add these new animations, that's all it took. Now, a thing about this is that the move animation, we don't know how long they're going to be moving. But the fact that it does repeat continuously, it does a loop automatically, we just tell it it's going to be 0.001 seconds. It's obviously going to be more than that, but it's going to loop until something tells it to change. The pickup animation, on the other hand, so the move animation, this task will hold control over the task system until it completes its task or gets interrupted. That's why we keep it very, very short, because we're basically just setting the animation and having it move on. This one, on the other hand, the pickup animation, has a specific set of time. It goes for 0.7 seconds, and we know the exact duration. In fact, I can take a look at that animation. Let's see. I'll just go to here. Pick_up. Drone pickup is one of these guys. There. Length 0.7 seconds. I can look at the animation to see the exact time and enter that exact time frame. So back over here, let's exit that out, scroll up, and then back over to here. So we see that the pickup animation is exactly this amount of time. That means that when I get to the end of this, that I will, once I move, I get to my target. I've moved, then I enter my move to target, which will keep control of the task until my unit is actually at that point. Once it gets to that point, it goes to the next step, which is to start the next animation. Once that animation's 0.7 seconds complete, it loops and starts back over here at the move animation. Alright, that makes it really easy to start inserting all sorts of animations. Basically, any time that we want to make a new type of operation happen, say for a unit to construct something, we can start adding new steps. For instance, have the unit face a very specific way. Just have the unit's nav mesh stop functioning. Have the nav mesh unit, or sorry, the unit pick up an actual object and child the object to itself, so it starts to carry the object. Etc. Put the object down, change some part of the arm, do whatever it's going to do. A lot of it is going to be triggered in little animations, so that part's already functional. But we might have other things in here, like target a particular enemy. So if we see an enemy that's close to the base, go after it. Or sound an alarm, an event call to some other series of AIs, so any other tanks in the area that aren't busy can come to your call. Lots of different things that we might be able to put in there, and we'll just start adding these different types of tasks. These ones, create RTS 21 task. These different tasks, we'll add them as we go.